to get a good start for them here tonight, knowing they're playing a team that's playing in back-to-back.
Top line out there for the Mammoth, and it gets dumped in by Nick Schmaltz.
And he's been bringing it lately as well.
Tipped in by Brandon Tanev for Utah. And a big hit delivered in the corner by Liam O'Brien, who checks back in tonight. Poke check from Marino. Here comes Utah. Michael Carcone cuts into the zone. Hits the break, plays it across off the bench, trying to drag it across, and a poke check losing his stick. Is held to be the loose puck, picked up by Utah. Carcone along the half wall. Marino plays it over to Schmidt. Cross ice, score!
And you can see right through the neutral zone, good support, good speed by Carcone, a little delay, gets it to the far side. Watch the save by Hildeby, but he makes the save, he loses his stick. And it's always awkward for goaltenders when they're playing net without their stick. He doesn't want to go down and reach it when it's right in front of him. And it's just awkward as he goes to make that save. It just sneaks short side, right underneath the glove, over the pad.
In the corner, Krause jumps on it. Back for Jersey at the blue line. Looks for a lane. Missed the net. Keller tries a wraparound. Loose at the doorstep, and it pops over the crossbar. Down low. Tavares in front. Puck is loose, and covering is Vejmelka. Guenther trying to get a shot up. Tied up by Riley. Now Guenther gets it back, top of the circle. Down low. Lifted by Carcone. Bouncing through the blue paint. Picked up by Guenther. Loading up Schmidt. Blocker saved by Hildeby. Here comes the youngster, Easton Cowan. Nice. Cuts wide. Centers. Cowan. Pass save Vejmelka. And here's Marino. Lifted in on a backhand by Carcone. Bouncing puck. Guenther chips it to the net. Save with a shoulder by Hildeby. Hildeby in net for Toronto because he withstood some great chances for the Utah Mammoth.
And the only one he let in, and he didn't have a stick, and that was part of the reason.
Here is McBain. Pass intercepted on the breakout. Nylander. Stretch pass. Tavares walks in by himself. Save! Goes rink wide. Carcone across the line. Carcone trying to center it off the skate of Riley. McBain in the corner. Guenther a shot and a blocker save by Hildeby. Jersey. That one goes wide. Guenther in tight. Save Hildeby on the rebound. Goes across the crease. Cowan tries to center. Nice. Corrals the puck. Walks in. Has it knocked away. Ekman Larson a shot. Loose down low. He had 20 or more each of the final 3 seasons of the Arizona Coyotes. Now year 2 in Utah. Guenther across the line. Guenther wrist shot. Hit the post again. No!
That's it.
It's in! Guenther! 2-0 Mammoth.
When you're a goal scorer like Dylan Guenther is, you know exactly when it happens. Watch this. It just hits the back bar of the net and comes right back out. We'll see it even better on this one. It's just this thud. It's a different sound than the crossbar or the post, that back.
And get that stick in the way of shots and in passing lanes. And he's learned to play with that extra long stick and then maximize the size of that blade.
You know,
here's Guenther walking in. 3-0 Utah.
and it's good D zone at one end. Look how quick the transition is for the Utah Mammoth. The drive through the middle of the ice. And we see the two defenders. Because of that drive through the middle of the ice, the two defenders have to try and switch. They end up colliding. McBain does a nice job there seeing Guenther and right over the pad. Just a perfect shot far side. Bring Hildeby slightly to his right. As Carlos goes down, takes out Riley, there's just no chance.
Unable to handle the pass was Guenther, has 2 goals tonight. Carcone has the other for the Mammoth, and he's in deep. Trying to wrap around, trying to jam it in, Carcone, and covering is Hildeby for the Leafs. And Ryan and Ashley Smith have done so much, not just for Salt Lake City, but the state of Utah, and now bringing another marquee event to the state.
They just need a PWHL team here, Roxy.
Score! pass, throwing it to the net from the wing. 16 for J.J. Peterka. 4-zip, Utah.
Now he's at 16, and he's looking one way and watch. He just fires it, and he's thinking, okay, there's traffic in front. Let's see if we can get a little deflection, a little rebound, and it goes right through Hildeby. And look at But, the 6'5", right in front, creating all kinds of screen in front of Hildeby. He doesn't even see the shot come off. He's got his own defenseman there in Stetcher, but Peterka looking one way. And
moving up ice, Matthias Michelli. On a backhand over for Domi, driving for Matthews at the back door, and diving on the puck is Vejmelka.
With Hayton and But, that line is scored. He put Carcone and Guenther and McBain together. That line has contributed for 3 goals in this hockey game.
But, another one of the first-round picks by this organization. And a big hit delivered by Lawton as Peterka. Here is Tanev. Couldn't connect with Cole, and Ekman-Larsson gets to the puck and takes a ride from O'Brien, and the Leafs find the back of the net. Toronto's on the board.
Anything to show for it. We go back to the Scott Lawton hit there on Peterka. That gives some life to the bench, and then the fourth line just goes to work. And a great play on the wall at the blue line by Ekman-Larsson. He just gets the puck to net. It's a fortuitous bounce to Järnkrok that it doesn't go off his skates. And
Ekman-Larsson gloves it down. The re-entry, Järnkrok throws it to the net, goes wide. Lawton in the corner for the lead. Centering pass off the skate of Dursey, and Lawrence pushed one wide. And that one may have clipped Carcone up high. And he was slow to get up, heading toward the bench. Matthews into the zone, driving the net. Matthews on a backhand save, Vejmelka. Looking for a redirection from a driving Matthews.
Well, that's a high stick there on Hayton.
Michelli centers Matthews off the bar. Taken right back, racing up the wing. Carcone, drop pass, Guenther for the hat trick. Pass in front, trying for the driving Carcone.
Shooter tutors are looking a lot different than when I was a kid.
That spectacular training facility that Mammoth have, about 20 minutes. Backdoor score! 5-1, and it's Jack McBain, the recipient of the back door for Utah.
As Toronto had a little bit of a push starting to come in the third period, and guess who? The Jack McBain, Carcone, Dylan Guenther line goes back to work, wins a face-off in the defensive zone. Just a perfect pass by Guenther to McBain, who just wills this puck into the net, driving the far post, keeps his stick on the ice.
And this fourth line out there right now for Utah. Sergachev walks in, point-blank chance, O'Brien. Save Hildeby, and a whistle. And glove down by Keller. Over for Schmaltz, walks in, off for Keller. On a backhand, fought off by Hildeby and a save. Glove down by Marino. Here is Keller. Centers on a backhand, just missed the net with Krause.
Boy, that just missed.
That would have been pretty. 3:20 to go. Utah. Score holds up as a turnover. Hayton shoots, and a save by Hildeby. Point-blank chance. Sergachev, Peterka one-timer, rebound, score!
Daniil But in the last game against Columbus, he takes a tough penalty in overtime. Columbus ends up winning the game. What does Andre Tournier do? He just switches the lines a little bit, doesn't demote him or anything like that, allows him to continue to grow. And that's a huge goal by But. It's the 6-1 of the hockey game, but you know that's going to help his confidence grow. And what a play by that line.
For Utah to get to the Stanley Cup playoffs is the wild card. And they're in a battle with the likes of the Sharks, the Kings, Nashville. Is Guenther bidding for a hat trick? O'Brien comes in and takes a run at Benoit. And Lawton didn't appreciate it. Final seconds ticking off, and a dominant performance in Salt Lake City tonight.